Hi, my name is Lucy Taylor, and this is my Module 1.1 introduction video. This first semester project from Studio 401 is of a chapel in the Sonoran Desert. I was inspired by the beauty of the topography and views of Sabino Canyon. And so I attempted to combine the chapel concept with a hiking experience to not only create a space for reflection amidst nature, but to make the space part of the hiking path itself. I wanted the building to be sensitive to and blend with its site. The design does sit quite lightly on the site, as it is it's supported by a series of posts. But if I were to redo it, I would like to see it more integrated with the surrounding rocks and landscape. I also think the circulation plan needs more development and more consideration could be given to creating shade in this often dry and hot climate. This second semester project is of a youth center and park along the Arizona Canal in Phoenix. Like the first project, I was also inspired by the topography of the site and attempted to blend the buildings with the site even more, to the point that the park and the buildings sort of became one. The roof of the structures are extensions of the parkland. Also, like the first project, the plan of the program is like a meandering path. The floor plan stretches from one end of the site to the other, stepping up and along the existing park slope. It was important to me that each interior space had a strong connection with the exterior space. The shade canopies are in effect like man-made trees that shade a lot of interior space as well as the central exterior programmed spaces. The idea of creating shade through built tree canopy to try and address the loss of existing tree canopy is a concept that I'm interested in exploring and developing further. Which brings me to another interest, which is learning about how best to implement the approach to green building challenges with an emphasis on passive strategies like shading, ventilation, temperature regulation that's built into the early design. If I had a chance to do this project over, I would like to add a lot more detail to these interior and exterior features so the functions of those spaces was more obvious. And also, since this facility was intended to be open at night, I'd like to study and depict the design at night. This third semester 501 studio project is of a mixed-use residential, community, and commercial campus the goal was to develop at least 80,000 square feet of dense, compact residential units with maximum amenity programming that serves the residents and the surrounding community. The design was to implement both passive and active sustainable design strategies. My personal guiding goal with this project was to create a playful, safe, and healthy living environment in what is a fairly harsh environment. Like the other two shown projects, this design integrates with its site. It maximizes connection with and creates usable outdoor space and attempts to encourage exploration and movement through the spaces. Like with the 402 Studio final project, if I had a chance to do this project over, I'd like to add a lot more detail to the interior and exterior features, especially for the amenity spaces, so the functions of those spaces was more obvious. Also, like the 402 project, since this project was intended to also be occupied at night, I had aspired to study and depict the design at night and develop its night integration with the illuminated bridge and river. Mainly the aspirations in my mind that I didn't meet on this project were related to implementing the precedent studies. One of those is incorporating the influences and historic styles of the local Los Angeles environment. And another one was that I aspired to was implementing the ideals proposed in Dolores Hayden's What Would a Non-Sexist City Be Like? This project taught me that dense multifamily residential programming is extremely complex, and it also brought up feelings about housing as a human right and how important it is for architects to be the voice of this in an industry that is so profit driven. These are a couple of things that I aspire to study more about in this course. Architecture as landscape and architecture as healing. I find these two facets extremely interesting. I'm inspired by what I've seen so far of the 502 Studio project, and I'm excited to be thinking about and embarking on the design of a learning environment, as I feel that is in a way a type of healing environment. And I look forward to our work together. Thanks for listening.